Alright, this is Naptown Born coming back with another response video, this time to Dragonstyle on Mikkel Kessler, What's So Special, an Andre Award-winning tournament. I'm going to try and sit here for a little bit, a few minutes, maybe it might take 2 videos, and I'm going to try and convince you and maybe some other people why Mikkel Kessler is such a badass. First of all, I'd like to say that I like your videos. I'm a recent subscriber, and I especially like How to Beat Mayweather and your co-op with Joe Habib. I like them. I like listening to your views here on Kessler and Ward, but I think throughout your video you were giving yourself all the reasons why Mikkel Kessler is going to at least win this fight. Mikkel Kessler, you know, you can't just say, give me a punch that he does awesome, and then take away the punch that he does awesome. It's a power jab. It's a really strong jab. He's got a lot of stuff behind that jab. And he works off the jab. He uses the jab. He's a student of the game, as you might say. You know, much like Bernard Hopkins is a student of the game. Can you really say that Bernard Hopkins throws the best hook in his division? Probably not. Can you say he throws the best jab in his division? Probably not. Can you say he throws the best uppercut in his division? Probably not. So what can you say about him? If you took Bernard Hopkins and did the same video and asked the same question, and what would you come up with? And I'm going off the consensus that Bernard Hopkins is going to be at least one of the all-time greats. I mean, he's great right now, at least. Some people may disagree, but I think generally we can all agree on that. If you start taking away things like his experience, the fact that he does everything right, does everything almost perfect, and then take away a good fight that he had and won, like maybe the first Taylor fight, maybe the Winky Wright fight, maybe the Antonio Tarver fight. Recently, what has surprised you about Bernard Hopkins? Yet he keeps winning, except to Joe Calzaghe. Now, as far as punches go, you can't say anything like especially great. He does everything right. Bernard Hopkins does. I like Bernard Hopkins. But if you start taking away the same things from Bernard Hopkins that you take away from Kessler, you end up with a basic boxer. I think Kessler should be a proven boxer by now. It's been a long time since people started going into the ring thinking they were going to knock Kessler out. I think it's been a long time past that. So he's used to guys that want to come in there and outbox him. Okay, that's what we're talking about with experience here. He has a great jab. He's a great technician. He does everything right. He doesn't just do one kind of style. He can counterpunch really well. Mikkel Kessler can really counterpunch. He's got a good lead left hook. He's got a good jab. He's got a good straight right. And I don't think he lacks a good hook. I think what happens more is people want to outbox him. Some people are faster than him. He's not average. I wouldn't say that he's average. I think sometimes when he puts a little more oomph behind his punches, it looks a little slower, looks average, but he's not as fast as Andre Dirrell. He's not near as fast as Andre Dirrell. And he's not near as fast as Ward, even though Dirrell is faster than Ward. I think you got to admit that. Now, what if you turn the tables and take all them things away from Ward? Take away his sort of best weapons that maybe you guys are counting on to win him this tournament, win him this fight. His defense, but I don't think it's exactly his footwork. I think he's really cautious and a really defensive fighter. He has good movement, and he keeps his eye on the prize. His athleticism. I think this is a point now when you get into the top level of boxing where athleticism starts becoming an iffy factor. Gold medalist winner, so he's athletic. He's athletic. We all understand he's athletic. But take it in boxing in particular, not just athleticism. If you can go 12 rounds, keep moving effectively, keep punching effectively, and by the 12th round you're still moving and punching effectively, if you don't look tired, if you're not tired at the end of that, Mikkel Kessler does bounce around sometimes. Andre Ward, I think he's more of a slider and a head mover. He's really defensive. But if you can do all that for 12 rounds, which we know Andre Ward can, he schooled Miranda. But at the end of 12 rounds, if he's going against a guy who's not going to be any more tired than he is, and is still going to move and still counterpunch and still fight, correctly and do everything well, and not lose a step, which Mikkel Kessler does. He doesn't get tired at the end of a fight. He's not drained. He's not tired. So when it comes to that, because you're at top level now, so when it comes to that, your athleticism is judged by how much you do per round through 12 rounds. Andre Ward doesn't do any more through 12 rounds than Mikkel Kessler, but we know Mikkel Kessler can go greater. We don't know about Andre Ward. Talk about an X factor. He is the X factor in this fight. It's up to him to win this fight. Mikkel Kessler's proven. Take away his Andrade fight, and you still got Mundine and Kawasaki. You know what I mean? Perdomo was a much better fighter than Shelby Pudwill. And even though it only took one round more, Kessler's was still more convincing. Nothing impressed me about Andre Ward during his tune-up fight. Nothing. Was this stoppage? Yeah, counts as a knockout, but I think the same thing you think about Mikkel Kessler. You don't see what's so special about him. I think about Andre Ward. He's faster than Kessler, but Kessler makes up for it with short punches, straight punches, and timing. And like Bernard Hopkins, he's a student of the game. You said it yourself, man. He does everything right. He doesn't make mistakes. He has good ability all around. But what I think you're forgetting is that he can outbox a lot of people. People have fought him that's faster than him. He knows how to deal with that. And he does it with timing, moving in and out with his feet. He doesn't move his whole upper body a lot, but he moves with his feet real good. He's in and out, kind of like Kawasaki, where he knows when to go in, he knows when to come back out to avoid the flurry, to avoid some punches, to avoid a counter. He knows these things. You say Andre Ward's disciplined. Mikkel Kessler's disciplined. If he's not more disciplined, then he's at least just as disciplined, and he knows more. Andre Ward's a better boxer. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I think Kessler's proven he can go the distance and outbox people. He's proven that. He can do it. People do not go into there. Ward's not going to go in there believing he's going to knock Kessler out. Kessler knows it, so they want to take it to decision. Kessler's going to take that decision. He can box. I think he can do everything Ward does better because he knows more because of his experience. He probably knows things that Andre Ward doesn't. You have to believe that, having the kind of pro record he does. I wonder how many top 10 people Kessler fought, whether they impressed you or not, versus how many top opponents Andre Ward's fought. And while I don't want to knock Andre Ward either, I'm not going to say I'm a fan because I don't see anything in this guy that's going to make me follow him. When it comes to him versus Kessler, I just don't see it. I think Andre Ward takes that skill set that he has, that athletic ability, and move it to these other fighters, and he's probably going to win. It's going to make a case, so that may make for a rematch down the road with